Now, some of the things I want to go over on this case is this is the initial um, report. Well, actually, the first report that was typed up by Rosemont PD regarding the missing persons report for Kenneka that her sister Lenora had found. Um, One of the things I want to talk about is initially it was stated that the mother thought that Kenneka was going bowling, to celebrate her new job. And later on, it was stated that the mother had awareness of Kenneka going to the hotel party. So it was a little bit confusing because at one point you stated this and now you're stating this. But one of the things that I wanted to speculate on is why was it the text message that was sent by her sister at 1:30 a.m. validated through the released transcript of Kenneka's text messages? It showed her being in communication with several individuals, but nothing was there with that 1:30 timestamp that she supposedly had sent to her sister. And the other thing I wanted to talk about regarding within this report is when the sister stated that the friends came back to the house at approximately 4 a.m. with the vehicle. And what I wanted to say in regards to that is how was that possible when on the surveillance videos it shows Monifa and Shemaya walking through the hallways just shortly after 5 a.m. So that kind of raised the brow as to why they are stating 4 a.m. when they were still at the hotel just shortly after 5 a.m. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about is the stories that the friends were saying as to why they left Kenneka in the first place. Now, the initial story about this case was they left her in the lobby. But through all the surveillance videos, I haven't seen a photo of Kenneka being in the lobby, walking through the lobby alone. They showed her walking everywhere else throughout the hotel, but they wasn't able to gather that video with the lobby footage of her actually walking through the lobby by herself. And the reason why I bring that up is because that's what the friends initially stated. They left her in the lobby to go back to the room to get the keys and a cell phone, but when they got back, there was no Kenneka to be found. And then from the mother's perspective, from her mouth, she stated that the friends told her that they left Kenneka by the elevator just outside the room. And they went in to grab the cell phone and the keys. And when they came back out, within a matter of seconds, 10, 20 seconds later, she was nowhere to be found. So, it's a lot of things going on with this case, and I really don't understand most of it. So that's why I'm trying to go back to the beginning and try to decipher why the police didn't, see any of this as red flags. I mean, if someone is lying about someone, and if you was the last individual to be with that person prior to them coming up missing or dead, you're automatically a suspect or a person of interest because you was the last person to see that individual alive. I don't understand why they didn't, press and really try to get down to what happened to this girl and, see, what's up, because right now everything is just so vague. And then the other thing is that I was looking through the images and I saw this picture which shows what looks like to be the cell phone in Kenneka's hand. So if she had the cell phone, how was it possible that the friends went back to get the cell phone and had the cell phone during the whole time that she was missing? So, I think this video, when they enhanced it and saw this object, I think that's something that they should have questioned because it looks like a cell phone. Some people said that it could be a nail because she had white nails, but that's a pretty long ass nail, and then if it is a nail, then why is her thumb so short? So, I don't know. But again, I don't know for a fact that this is a cell phone. I mean, I'm only speculating that this is a cell phone or could possibly be a cell phone. And a lot of people that saw this particular image also stated that it looks like a cell phone as well. And this particular image here with her walking up the hallway, going back towards the kitchen area, she has this white object here in her hand. And I initially speculated that this too was a cell phone. But after reading a lot of the comments, some people stated that it looks like tissue. And maybe that she got that tissue when she had entered into the men's restroom for that short period of time. So, I mean, I don't know. But, it's very interesting. And one of the other things I wanted to talk about is that I don't know if anyone is aware of is this 911 call that was taking place. Someone, I don't know if it was Irene or if it was Manifa, but one of them called 911 and tried to report Kenneka missing. And out of all the videos and out of all the audios that, everyone had the chance to look over from the case files, I think only a selected few really talked about this audio and why she stated that Kenneka was disabled. So I'm going to play it so you can hear for yourself, just in case you haven't heard it, and then we'll go back and elaborate on this. Well, I thought we were going to go back and elaborate, but I don't think it's going to play.
911, where's your emergency?
I would like to report a missing report.
A missing report?
Missing person report.
Okay, from where?
She was last seen in Rosemont at the Crown Plaza.
Okay, Crown Plaza.
Oh, yes. She is disabled, and she was last seen last night at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, and how old is she?
She's 19 years old.
Okay, ma'am, you're going to want to come into the station. I believe a report was already filed, but you're going to want to come into the station. Can't take a report over the phone.
Okay.
But stating that her jeans, she was wearing a ripped blue jean jacket, blue jean pants, and a gray Jordan gym shoes. But on another statement, on another report, one of the friends stated that Kenneka was wearing a black Adidas jacket when she left the room. And when I seen that, um, I automatically thought about the guy that a lot of people speculated that had on the black Adidas jacket with the white stripe. He was speculated with, he was talked about a lot regarding the first few video snippets that we saw before all this extra stuff came out. So I just felt that that was a little weird for someone to state that she walked out with his jacket on, because, maybe that, you know, can shed light to a lot, at the beginning, especially for the beginning of this case. Um, and could it possibly lead to something? I don't know if it was factual, but I think every detail within this case is very important. Um, and then I was looking on here where they were stating the number of hours of the footage that the hotel manager stated. It was hundreds of hours of footage with a dozen cameras, and I don't really understand why, he stated that, as if it was going to be a burden for them to look at the footage. But it was just weird how easily, within his report, he stated that he located Kenneka by looking at the video. So why couldn't you look at that same video when the detectives was there trying to locate this girl within the hotel? So everything was being ran off of the manager. I don't even think at that time that the police was actually able to look at the footage, for the simple fact that they were still waiting for the thumb drive with, the 3,600 hours of footage. So, that too kind of raised a brow. And although I'm not familiar with housekeeper protocol, the room had been cleaned already. With that room being cleaned, even though they labeled this as a death investigation, or at this particular time it was labeled as missing because the police haven't even came in and located the body yet. So shortly after everyone left the hotel room, I would say about 5:30 a.m., the housekeeping went in and immediately began to clean up the room. I also saw red flags in that. Like, that's pretty speedy for someone to do. And then when the detectives go back to look at the initial room that the girl was last seen in, all the evidence is gone. Everything is cleaned up. So, that also drew red flags for me. And obviously, the management knew that room 926 was in question for the simple fact that the family and friends gave them the room number several times when they was addressing them with the issue of Kenneka being missing. So why would the hotel manager contact the police with additional information regarding this case with a bogus theory of a CO from another precinct was calling regarding this case? I thought that the statement was going to read that he finally got, hold of the video footage and they saw Kenneka on the thing. But instead, he said that someone contacted him stating that they was a commanding officer of another police precinct. And when the lead detective got a hold of the contact information from the Crown Plaza manager, he contacted the number only to find out that it was the number of Teresa Martin, and she was, questioning him about the whereabouts of her child. So, I mean, a lot of things on this report drew red flags, and I don't understand why it's not coinciding with everything else that we've seen with our own eyes. But I think a lot of people need to be a little bit more accepting to the fact that this girl did not die on her own accounts. that she did not walk into that freezer on her own, and there was some form of foul play regarding her being inside that freezer. And the last thing I want to elaborate on is um, the sister stating that it was number 3 and 4 was out of town, but they attended the party. And I began to think, could she possibly be looking at a photo lineup of some individuals? Why would she characterize it as number 3 and number 4? So I'm thinking that she's possibly looking at photo lineups that the police department had put together regarding who knows what questions relating to her stating number 3 and number 4 were from out of town. And what was the significance of that? If it was followed up on, where from out of town were these individuals from? So I don't know if the police took that into an account and utilized that as one of the leads to try to get more information. I don't know. But a lot of stuff is shady. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys look at this. This is the Rosemont PD enhanced audio timeline of Irene's live feed. And I'm just going to let you listen to it for a short minute. The timestamps on here, a couple of them are out of order. For instance, at 2:03, when they're stating they in there raping someone in there, and Irene stated, I told y'all, well, they got it listed at 3:06 when this particular statement should have been over here at 2:03. So I just want you guys to know that some of the timestamps are off, but they did pick up a lot of important verbiage from the audio. And what I still can't understand is, why didn't they take heed to this? Why didn't they take this into an account? Especially if you guys heard with your own ears, we about to murder her, or they raping someone in there. Why you didn't ask questions regarding this? Like, what did you mean? Or did you hear the individual say this? And what did he mean when he stated this? And what did you mean, Bree, when you stated they in there raping her? A lot of this stuff, like I said, I think they did a poor job as far as investigating this case, because there's no way in hell that after gathering this, nothing was done behind it. No suspects, no nothing, no persons of interest, no nothing. So I'm gonna let you guys look at the video a little, and then you guys can formulate your own opinions as to why the Rosemont PD didn't look into this a little closer. So here you go.
You funny as fuck, Ruby. What's wrong with you? Man, the phones ain't working this weekend connection. Shut up, you stay talking to me. You wasn't getting to it. Yeah. Yo. got them good. Good too. Hello. Parking inside. It's the parking lot. It's a parking lot. Park in the parking lot. You look pretty. Happy birthday. Thank you for the time, my kid. I told you. What you saying over there, Slick? What you say? What you say, Gail Smart? Damn, I just got the weed. Let me see who you talking to. It don't matter. No, I don't put them on. Did you put any influence on it? No. Show the weekend connection. Hello? 9:26. 26. What y'all can do?
A lot of this verbiage is not even in the report. So I don't really necessarily know what the technician was doing because they didn't really document every line. I don't know if they skipped through the video or what, but it's a lot of things that's being stated in the video that's not stated here on the transcript. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of that. Well, I guess you guys get the point here, but I just wanted to put that in, inside the video so that you guys can, get an idea of what I was stating in regards to the lack of investigation that they did regarding this case. Again, there are so many red flags, and the only way that we're going to come to a conclusion as to what really happened is if we try to go back to the beginning and look through these reports and itemize them and pick out everything that's suspicious or anything that could have led to them interviewing someone, just anything, And unfortunately, that wasn't done because they ended up closing the case. But we'll see what happens. But that concludes this video, and I thank you for joining in.